Today on the channel from AEW Unmatched Series 4, we've got MJF.
Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another AEW Unmatched Series 4 unboxing and review. And today we've got a guy that's no stranger to the AEW Jazzwares lines, as we've got MJF. But remember, for all your Jazzwares and Mattel wrestling figure needs, hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code KYLE to save 10% in MJF. Running hard, running fast, running free like a young Lando Calrissian out there on the pegs. As we do see a few peg warmers starting. Of course, Rio, an all-time great. She should be there forever. She does not count in this conversation. But we do see a lot of Santana Ortiz. We do see a little bit of Jake Hager, a little Britt Baker, a little Nyla Rose, and unfortunately a little bit of MJF as kind of the predominant peg warmers, at least in my area and about the 8 states I travel, as you guys know, for work and things like that. So MJF, another one here that is so similar to other ones we've received. I don't know if that's a good play on the AEW Unmatched, AEW Unrivaled, AEW Jazzwares team at this point, but we'll see. We'll see. We got some discussion stuff to talk about this one. And of course, we're going to do it like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's take a look at MJF. There he is. He's just very thinking. He's thinking down there. He's pondering. He's trying to think of his next move. And where is MJF? I think it was all a big angle with him storming out and all that stuff. Come on, I'm too old for that stuff. I don't think that's happening. I would cut him loose if that was one of my employees. That's it. That's it. If it was the real deal. But it is what it is. There it is. There's MJF looking only like an MJF could look in Unmatched Series 4. We got him in there with his patented scarf going on, but we got some different attire here, so it's different enough to be dangerous, we'll call it. That's what we'll call it. But of course, packaging, we know I love the blue behind. Really does frame out the figure very well. He is number 29 in the Unmatched series. Of course, this is Series 4. There's AEW logo. On this side, you got the little letter down there. Of course, it spells out hardcore if you line all these up, as we know and we've talked about. And then, of course, you get the back of the package here. And a very interesting back of the package, as we do know we are getting the whole team in their white gear eventually. They're going to slowly trickle out. I'm here for that all day long, but predominantly on this back of the package is Tully Blanchard. I want a Tully Blanchard. I want that now. That's probably my most wanted AEW figure. Isn't that insane that I want Tully Blanchard the most of anybody on their roster? And he's barely even on the roster anymore. He's still there. It looks like him and Brian Cage are forming a unit. But I love Tully Blanchard. Loved him since I was a kid. But I love the manager Tully Blanchard as well. When he teamed up with FTR, give me a suited Tully and give me the wrestling Tully. That was one of my favorite moments in AEW history so far, is when Tully Blanchard wrestled. Something nostalgic about it, something about how Weasley is. I mean, after all these years, he plays it perfectly. And Tully Blanchard, an all-time great. Could have been a lot greater. He had a lot of issues, as we know, back in his wrestling days. But man, what a great manager with MJF and all that. I'm really sad how this all fizzled out with his team, especially with FTR. But a lot of people would say FTR has went on to better heights without him. But I'm hoping he can recapture some of that magic and see a little bit more Tully Blanchard on AEW TV. But this isn't about Tully Blanchard. This is about MJF. But of course, we're getting this white gear here with this figure. We'll be able to match it out. In that aspect, that's the good thing about this MJF figure, as this makes a purpose for it. Instead of just a run-of-the-mill MJF, this one has a purpose because he matches the rest of his team. So that's my long-winded answer there, and I got hot about Tully Blanchard for a second. But of course, the rest of AEW Unmatched Series 4 down there, we're going to unbox every single one on the channel. Make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss any of those. This is from 5/5/2021, Jacksonville, Florida. Blood and Guts, and we're just coming off a recent Blood and Guts, so there you go. You knew what was up when everybody's wearing white for the Blood and Guts. You say, oh, everybody's wearing white? That means we're going to see some blood. That's where my brain goes. But there it is. Let's get MJF out of the package here. Maybe. Jeez. What are we doing? Let me get this guy out. And there it is. See you later. Up high. Goodbye. Off to the races. Now, once again, no Upper Deck AEW cards in here. I still don't know what's going on. It's a complex situation, apparently, but no cards with this one. And there's MJF, looking only like an MJF could look. Right here at the review table, we do get extra hands, including a fist. Thank you, Jazzwares. You guys always listen, except when you don't. But always love getting fists with my figures. You guys know that. Pull them out here. There it is, and we're off to the races. See you later. Goodbye. All right, we're going to start off with the accessories. And what do we got? We got a gripping hand with the wrist tape, hand tape, all that kind of stuff going on. Good, clean, no scratches. A little bit of scratch inside on the palm, but not really noticeable, but we do have that. And then we do get the other hand here. It is the fist. Does have his ring on it, his patented ring he's won many a matches by using. We do have that on it. So very cool to get a fisted hand, as you guys know. Now we get down to him. We get down to the old brass tacks. He does have a rubber band around his waist to keep his scarf in place. I do appreciate that because you can see some wacky things in the package, especially you men-on card guys. You really appreciate that. It locks that down, keeps it from going up in the package, things like that. But of course, it does look good. We do get a microphone, so I'm going to pull that out. Now, we've seen other microphones in this line many a times. Very cool to get a microphone. I have nothing against it. Would like a thicker handle, but that's it. That's it. The scarf is real nice. It is soft goods. It looks to be a little bit thinner version of the scarf. We've seen thicker ones with some of the prior ones, so it is truly a different scarf. I'm okay with that as well. It's very patented MJF. He's got to have his scarf on him, doesn't he? Now we get down to the figure, and not a ton of difference with this MJF as far as body style goes, but we definitely got a new head sculpt here, and it definitely looks like MJF to me, but it does look different. Maybe a little bit more, the beard is the big thing. That's the difference here, is the beard. 5 o'clock shadow, whatever you want to call it. He's got that going on, a little bit more prominent than we've seen in his other figures. Got a little fade to the hair, and then got the little tuff up top. But very cool. At least it's different. They could have just used the same old head. They could just be going back to the same heads all the time. They're giving us something different, so I'm okay with that. That's a good idea. The body, a lot of similarities. We got the tattoo. Articulation, all the same. We've seen a million times. You got the big hula hoop. You got the waist, of course. You got the shoulders up, down, all around. Double jointed elbows, bicep cut, hands removable, double jointed knees, boot cut, ankles, and thigh cut. We got all that fun stuff. I do not like, of course, the pins. You guys know, and I'm hoping we see the pinless joints very, very soon. We do got that ring on the open hand here. I will be switching that over to the fisted hand, as you guys know. And then we do get the white gear, the nice white elbow pad with the decor of MJF right on the elbow pad, MJF on the back of the tights. We do get the white knee pads, and then you get kind of the lion going on in his trunks there. So not too shabby as far as MJF goes. Different enough to be dangerous. That's where I'm leaving this one. I don't think this is going to be near my top of my favorite in Unmatched Series 4, but I do appreciate a few differences because, like I said, MJF is one of those guys we've gotten a lot of. I don't know how easy he's going to be to sell on the store pegs unless a lot of people are wanting to complete the whole white gear pinnacle. We'll see how that ends up shaking out. But for what it is, I think this is all right. This gets a pass for me. MJF, obviously a big up-and-comer, quite the whippersnapper. He's got a bright future. I think it's all kind of a work, basically, of him walking out in AEW, all that kind of stuff. But if it's not, he could be just sabotaging his whole life. His whole life. There you go. I'm putting it down right now. But we'll see what happens. Of course, we do got another MJF right here. Like I said, one of many MJFs. And this scarf on this one's a little bit thicker than this one. And I think I prefer the thinner scarf. That's just me. You guys can sound off on how you like your scarves. I like them thinner on my figures. But definitely looks good. Definitely looks different. I'm here for it. We know if everything goes as planned that everybody's hoping for on the AEW side, I'm sure we're going to have a lot more MJF figures in the future. And you know he'll be a future champion if everything sticks together. So there it is. There's MJF. Sound off in the comments with your thoughts about this figure. Make sure you like this video. You made it this far, you might as well. Subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell, and of course you can follow along on Patreon for this video early, many other videos early, bonus content, exclusive content, and giveaways. And of course, SirPaul64 is where you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for MJF, I am JKP, and I will see you guys all real soon.